How about now? Can you guys hear? Okay, cool. Were there any questions or comments about what was presented? Related to the topic, inshallah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What trials and tribulations are we facing right now in our time? I mentioned at the beginning of the lecture the war on Islam. And everybody is a part of that. That's not just, when I say the war on Islam and Muslims, I'm not just talking about, everybody that is not a Muslim is not actually a part of this. So this is only affecting us. No, everybody is being pulled into this. Everybody is being pulled into this. I mean, people, you are now being forced to choose sides. You're either, an American and you're a part of American, this patriotism, or you side with the Muslims and, you believe, not just Muslims, but religious people, period. It's an attack on religion. It's an attack on belief in God. So while the Muslims were standing in solidarity with the LGBT community, there were actually Christian communities that went out there to protest against the LGBT community. So while Muslims, and I mean, this is the funny thing, while Muslims were standing in solidarity with the LGBT community, you have Christians who went out into the streets in Orlando and was saying, we don't stand in solidarity with you. What happened to you? And I mean, obviously, I'm not saying to anybody that, they deserve to die. That's a bit extreme. But you had Christians that were not standing for it, and they were not standing in solidarity with them. So everybody is being pulled into this. This is a war on the souls of human beings. This is a war on religion, period. So it doesn't matter. Don't think that because you're not a Muslim that this doesn't affect you. It affects you in more ways than you think. They're making you choose a side. You are going to choose a side. You're not going to be neutral in this, this global war on terrorism. You are going to either be, a part of it, or you're going to get, you're going to get sucked into it. That's just the bottom line. There's no, a neutral space in this. I don't understand. What do you mean hiding in the closet? What do you mean? How can a Muslim stand in solidarity with gay people? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Any other questions? Make dua for you. May Allah make it easy for you. You can make dua for yourself. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'al al-hazana idha ma shi'ta sahla. Oh Allah, there's no ease except for that which you have made easy, and you can make anything that is difficult easy. You can make dua for yourself. May Allah make your chemistry exam easy for you. LGBT people are not religious. There's no religion that condones the behavior of homosexuality, lesbianism, queer. They can't attach themselves to any religion, period, because there's no religion that condones that behavior. No religion. So they have to create their own religion. They pull from here, pull from here, pull from here, and they create their own religion. Hodgepodge of, just a whole bunch of other beliefs and, values that are solely based upon their own personal desires. There's no religion for that. Muslims is the gay religion. You sound stupid. You sound stupid. You just on other people Periscope just typing in dumb stuff. Let the stuff that you type be a reflection of your mental. Let the stuff that you type on Periscope be a reflection of your mental. You just sound stupid. What would you say in terms of unite? You said something about uniting with Sufi and Shiite in times of fit. Repose your question. What was the battle Abu Lutlu? Is it? I mean, you can Google. You can Google the story of Ali's murder. You can Google it. It's in many books of tarikh, many books of history. Christians will say that they're okay with homos, but their book says that homos are going to hell. Why? I mean, what do you mean why? That's God's divine. I mean, why do they stand in solidarity with? I mean, because just like everybody else, they're in the moment. They want to be a part of. Everybody wants to be a part of a winning team. If people see that the majority is, you know, inclining towards this, then they'll incline towards that. It's rare to see people stand on value and stand on principle. You know what I mean? It's rare to see that. So it's the politics that has consumed us all. Even in the Muslim tradition, we have been consumed by politics, man. Why is it so hard to change ways for the better? Because that's not what this world is about. This world is, you know, on the decline. This world is not for, you know, eternity. This world is temporary. So the things that we are experiencing here are supposed to happen. These things are not, it's not supposed to be bliss. This is not utopia. Utopia is in the afterlife, not here. Utopia is in the afterlife, not here. So it's supposed to be trial and tribulation. That from the very beginning. From the very beginning. I'm ready to convert what I need to do. All you need to do is say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no deity, no God worthy of worship except Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. You utter those words, that makes you a Muslim. The difference with God's word, tell them. How do we respond as Muslims when you don't want to side with the LGBT community? You stick to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala meant. I mean, at the end of this lecture, inshallah, hopefully I will be able to provide you with your argument. I will be able to provide you with, you know, what you need to stand up against Muslims who, you know, who have taken this position. You know, sometimes we just don't know how to reply. We don't know how to respond. All right, and that's okay. That's okay not to know how to respond at that moment. But this is the purpose of learning. This is the purpose of sitting in these classes. I'm going to empower you. I'm going to give you what you need, that when you are confronted with these types of questions, when you are dealing with these types of Muslims, you will be able to, you know, correct that, to enjoin what is good and forbid what is evil. What is your question? Is it okay sometimes to mess up with temptation? We all succumb to temptation. Every single one of us. It's not that it's okay, it's a weakness that we have. And you have to strengthen your areas of weakness. Strengthen your areas of weakness. It's not okay. I'm not saying that it's okay. You know, no, it's never okay. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mu'minu qawi khayrun wa ahabbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if wa fi kullin khayr." That the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. But in both of them is good. And both of them is good. The weak believer and the strong believer, there's good in both of them. All right? But he said the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. Right? So it's not okay to succumb to temptation. The object is to fight against temptations. All right? Did I know that Arabs had black slaves? Okay, what's your point? Black people had black slaves. Black people had black slaves. What's your point? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sufi Salafi unity during these times of fitna. It's not about, and one of the things that we're going to talk about, it's not about what your ascription or your affiliation is to what sect. It's not about that. It's uniting upon what we recognize to be consistent and congruent with the religion, and staying away from the things that we don't recognize to be consistent or we see it to be incongruent with the religion. It's not about your sect. If a Shiite or a Sufi, you know, is you know, in sync with the values that we know of from the religion, then why should we're not uniting based upon a clique or a sect. We're uniting based upon the values of the religion. If a person, is in sync with the values of our religion, I don't care what you call yourself. We're going to work to establish the values of our religion. It's not about, this is part of the problem, this fragmentation. You're Sufi, you're Shiite, you're Sunni, you're this, that. This is, in most cases, theology. This is in terms of your ideologies, your beliefs, or whatever the case may be. But we are living in an environment where we're being attacked from angles. And if the values of Islam are being upheld by a particular person, a particular group. So if Shia said that, no, we're not standing in solidarity with the LGBT community. All right, are we going to say, well, we're not standing with Shiites because they're Shiites? No, they're upholding the values of Islam. The Prophet ﷺ, upon signing the peace treaty of Hudaybiyah, he said, none of the people of Kufar, none of the Kufar of Quraysh will give me any clauses or stipulations in the contract by which we can value the principles of Islam except that I will agree to them. And these were non-Muslims. I will agree to them. So as long as they allow us to uphold the tenets of our faith, I will agree to them. So as long as it does not go against, it doesn't go against the values of our religion, absolutely. How to increase concentration in the salat starts with, number one, understanding what you are saying in the prayer. It's hard to concentrate on anything if you don't know what you're saying. It's hard for anybody to take themselves serious that are just, regurgitating some words that they read out of a book and they don't even know what they're saying. So that helps. That helps. The gay imam is coming out now. His name is Imam. I don't even believe he's an imam. I personally don't even believe that he's a Muslim. I don't even believe he's a Muslim. How could a person say that they are imam and they're going to lead a congregation in prayer and then after Isha prayer go home and sleep with another man? I can't even, I can't even fathom that. Person is not even Muslim. I personally don't believe that the person is a Muslim. I don't even believe that the person is Muslim, honestly. Should we remain silent in times of fitna and not have a position? We're going to talk about that, inshallah. We're going to talk about that, inshallah. You can't be gay and Muslim. Absolutely. Because by merely you accepting the notion that it is okay for you to marry another man or to sleep with another man, just the fact that you have accepted that is okay, you have made something halal that Allah made haram, which has invalidated your shahada, so you're not even a Muslim. You're not even a Muslim. Can someone be Muslim and gay at the same time without believing homosexuality is halal? Can someone be Muslim and gay? I just said those are two contradictory terms. Gay means someone who made a choice to choose a particular lifestyle. A Muslim is someone who made a choice to submit to a certain lifestyle. And those two cannot be combined in the same person. Muslim means someone who has submitted to the will of God, right? A gay person is someone who has chosen an alternative lifestyle that is contradictory to the lifestyle that God has chosen for them. How can those two merge together? Please tell me. What if a Muslim doesn't pray anymore? Then the Muslim should start praying. What do you mean, what if he doesn't pray anymore? He should start praying. He should start praying. Yes, I'll be in Philly tonight, inshallah. Our class, Living with the Sahaba, tonight, inshallah ta'ala, at 7 p.m. If you don't pray, you are kuffar. Don't worry about what you are if you don't pray. Just pray. Don't worry about what you are if you don't pray. It's like, so if I don't pay this bill, are you going to cut me off? No, just pay the bill. Don't worry about the consequences. What if I don't do this? Don't say, if I don't pray, I'm a kuffar. Just pray. Don't worry about what because if you just pray, then you don't have to worry about the consequences of what you are. Don't worry about the consequences. Just do what is upon you to do as a Muslim. What do you think about people who say they are born gay and transgender? There's no such thing as someone who was born gay. If you say that a person is born gay, then that means that you're saying that God made a mistake. Ultimately, God made a mistake. No one is born gay. This is a behavior that a person chooses to do, either because something that was superimposed on them. Some people are molested, some people are raped, and it has a psychological impact on them, and they choose to go a different route as a defense mechanism. And that's just strictly from a psychology, from a psychological perspective. All right. So there's some people who choose to go that route as a defense mechanism, as a way of coping with the trauma that was done to them in terms of being molested or being raped. And they choose to go that route, just being confused and not having the proper guidance, not having the proper, outlet for them to, to navigate through that tumultuous, ordeal. And then there are some people who make a choice, to do that because of an environment that they live in. You put a child in an environment, and they learn through observational learning. And you put a child in an environment where he's seeing two men kiss, two men do this, two men do that. Obviously, he's most likely going to choose that way. But no one is born Muslim. No one is born Muslim. Homosexuality, up until recent, was actually a psychological disorder. It was seen as a psychological disorder. How do we as Muslims handle transgenders? I don't know. I don't know a transgender, and I pray to God that I never have to come in contact with a transgender. I pray to God that I'm never tested with that. Shaitan is enhanced during Ramadan. What is the repercussions on humanity? Well, Shaitan, number one, is not chained up during Ramadan. And Shaitan's repercussions on humanity, we're seeing that manifest. And that is stripping them of their relationship with God. That has been his plight from the very beginning. That has been his plight from the very beginning, is to strip man of his relationship with God. He tried to do it to Adam even before Adam was put on earth. So his repercussions, we are seeing the repercussions of Shaitan's, handiwork. Shaitan is not chained up in Ramadan. The shayateen are chained up. Yes, there are human shayateen. There are shayateen or jinn who, can take on human form, right? Can take on human form, and they can occupy vessels. They can occupy certain bodies, and they can speak on the tongue of certain people. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is real. It is real. What happens to people who are gay and are in the state of Sharia law? I don't know. That's neither here nor there. One of the things that Dr. Yasser Qadhi mentioned in his khutbah was when people are asked about what the Sharia law say about, homosexuals, that we shouldn't even engage. And I totally concur with that. We shouldn't even engage people, because why is that a discussion here in America? There's no one applying Sharia law here in America. So why is that a discussion? Why is that a discussion? We shouldn't even entertain the discussion. Yasser Qadhi is not good. I mean, nobody is 100% good, man. We take good wherever we find it. I read non-Muslim books. I read books that of people who are not even Muslim, and we take from their material. What about your brother in Islam? you might take issue with some of the things I say. I mean, if you understood everything that I said, you would be me. But you're not me. If you understood everything I said, you would be me. So sometimes we say, we say certain things that, people just interpret the wrong way. They don't understand or whatever the case may be. And they run with that. And they judge you based upon that. I'm a product of that as well. People have done that to me. So, we're not getting into this person's not good. Don't listen to that. First of all, I listen to whoever I want to listen to. I read whoever material I want to read, and nobody's going to dictate to me who I listen to, who I take from, what I read. Nobody's going to dictate to Sheikh, no Sheikh, scholar. I don't care. Nobody's going to dictate that to me. Allah gave me a mind of my own, gave me the realization that I actually have a mind of my own, and I do have an opinion, all right? Because some people walk around with a mind and don't even realize that they have one. But, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. We all say things that people don't understand and don't agree with. We all say things. Every imam, every person who has ever picked up a microphone and has made an attempt to convey some knowledge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ummah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's community, has said things that people don't agree with, have said things that were wrong in some instances, have said things that might have been exaggerative, have said things that may have gone against Islam, but that was what we understood at that moment. And anybody can be corrected. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can be corrected. So, whether the person is good or not good, that's totally your perspective, not my reality. I already answered the question. You keep saying the same questions over again. When I see your question and I know there's something I already answered, I'm not going to keep answering the same question over and over again. If you came in late and you didn't, you didn't hear it, then I'm not going to repeat myself. You can go back and you can listen to it again, but I hate repeating myself, honestly. The real scholars are in Saudi. I beg to differ. Your worldview is so limited, it's ridiculous. All the scholars are in Saudi Arabia. You need to go live life for a little bit and then come back and we can have this conversation. Your worldview is as close to my hand to my face. That's your worldview right there. If you believe that all of the scholars are in Saudi. Please. Anyway. Any other questions related to the topic, inshallah? If not, then we'll stop here. My imam is Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's my imam. Am I Salafi? I'm Muslim. Don't put me in a box. I'm Muslim. Don't put me in a box. Is a Salafi and Sunni the same thing? It all depends on who you're referring to. It's my Aqidah Salafi. It is a box. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called us Muslims. You pull me outside of the general title Muslim and you put me in a smaller box. Sufi, Salafi, Shiite. You put me in a smaller box. I'm Muslim. If you're asking me about what my Aqidah is, my belief system, or my theology, then that's something totally different. What am I? I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim. Anytime you pull me outside of that title and put me somewhere else, you've put me in a box. Sufis say that, but Sufis are Muslim. Aren't they? Sufis are not Muslim. Shiites, some of them are Muslims. Are they not? Are some Shiites Muslims? There are different sects of Shiitism. Okay, they sing and dance and get closer to Allah, right? And Sunni and Salafis, remove people from the fold of Islam to get closer to Allah. I mean, like, if you want to keep throwing those things around, hawlahu nudandinu, we can keep going around and around and around. They do. They do. What is the mannerisms of a wakil with a woman? I'm not answering no marriage questions. If a Muslim who is pretty knowledgeable in Islam became an atheist, how would you convert them back? You don't convert them back. You don't convert them back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala converts them back. We'll stop here, inshallah ta'ala. I don't see any more questions related to the topic. We kind of veered off into something else. We'll stop here. وصلى الله على النبي محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.